What is Data?
Hey everybody, and welcome to Show and Tell. As always, we're here 7:30 Eastern Time on Wednesday before we do our Ask Engineer show. We're here for half an hour, checking in with some Adafruit folks, checking with Digi-Key, seeing what we're doing here as a company and as a community. And also people from around the world are going to come by and show off their project, and you're invited. It's free. Just come over to this URL.
Yeah, and every single week we've been doing this almost for a decade. You know, some things just happen to happen on Wednesdays. So first up, all of our thoughts are with people that are affected in DC right now. We currently don't have any staff in DC, but customers or community, please stay in while there's a curfew going on. Today was a tough day for our nation. Our capital was stormed by terrorists. So while there's a lot of things that we're going to have to reckon with as a nation, one thing, and then I'm going to switch gears real quick to get to all of our folks here, is obviously there's a lot of repair work to be done. We're the fixers, we're the builders, we're the people that can come together and share something. Everyone makes something, and everyone is going to have to figure out ways to move forward after this. I'm not going to say it can't get worse, because it always can get worse, but we have a lot of work ahead. So just stay safe, everyone. COVID aside, because, you know, we're all dealing with that. It's a good time to think about how we communicate with each other. And although there might be differences, it's time that we recognize that violence isn't going to work out. And today was it. This is folks will say this isn't America. No, it is. And so therefore we have to change it. So with that, let's just go back to the important things for us and for all of the builders. We're going to start with Kevin from Digi-Key, and then we're going to go to our team and the rest of the community. Kevin, Happy New Year. Sorry it wasn't a good first day back, but here we are, back to making it.
Well, yeah, Happy New Year. And Phil, thanks for saying that, because you know, we at Digi-Key think the same thing. Thoughts and prayers for everybody out there. It's tough, but as a company, you know, we're doing good. We're ready to send out hardware and whatever people need to make things and continue making things.
We will all have to pick up the pieces of what happened today. And I don't know how we're going to have a better future, but I know it's going to involve science, technology, engineering, mathematics, art, and I know that we're in the center of it. So I ended 2020 saying thanks, Digi-Key, but thanks for being by our side again, even days like this.
Yeah, exactly. You know, thank you. Thank the community. I mean, this is just, it's the best place to be right now. I love my job. I love the people I work with. I love this community. It's just, you know, it's something to be very thankful for.
By design, engineering is optimistic because it means the thing you think it's going to work.
Yeah. And it just like everything else, it usually doesn't work on the first try. Anything engineering takes a little bit of time to put together.
All right. So what you got cooking this week?
So we are building a claw machine. I think I brought this up a very long time ago, but we actually have a lot of progress on it. I don't know if you can share my screen, or do I have to share that?
I can do now.
So we built using the Digi-Key PCB builder. We created a PCB for the Fade Candy, which runs all the NeoPixels on this claw machine. It's pretty cool. This Fade Candy is such a powerful, tiny little board to run NeoPixels. It's a lot of fun to play around with. And I'll give you guys a live demo as this thing progresses. But here's a few images of it. The way we have it set up is a motor pushes out the play console here. Mm-hmm. You can see it on both the left and the right. I kind of have different pictures going on here. But it motorizes, it comes out, and then you can start playing. You can enter a code. We can lock it down we can create specific codes or functions so not everybody can play it, or you can play it once or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then here's just a little up close thing of the keypad and the keys, and all the lights function, and up all the sides of all the rails. It lights up like you see these claw machine games or different games in arcades. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a lot of fun. It's a really interesting build. Everything you see here is ordered from Digi-Key.
Ooh.
You know, all the aluminum extrusion, everything is from Digi-Key.
Like the key switch, those are always great.
Yeah, 3D printed parts for it. It's pretty neat. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up on this project, or give you a sneak peek. It's
a good reason to move to Thief River Falls, because you can get any electronic or mechanical part, like for any project you could ever want, get 3D printers and filament and mechanics and buttons and electronics and PCBs and everything, like same day, basically. This is super fun.
It is. And ever since I started working at Digi-Key, I've always told people I work on top of a giant candy store. Because to me, that's what it is. It's just anything you need, it's there. It's so much fun.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
And just a heads up for everybody else, we're going to be doing the Great Search with Digi-Key every Sunday with Lady Ada. We also have Eye on MPI, which is coming up, and that's part of our partnership and more with Digi-Key. Kicking it off 2021, doing all the same things, and then even more. So if you like Digi-Key stuff, stay tuned.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And yes, 2021 is going to be a good year.
Yeah.
We're all excited.
I really hope so.
Looking forward to getting rid of 2020. It's still hanging on. All right.
It kind of is.
All right. Thanks, Kevin.
All right. Trev is here.
What's the update?
Hey, what's up?
iOS stuff. What you got going on?
All right, so this is what I got going on. So I've been working on a new update for Adafruit AR. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Let me show it to you. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, so here's the update. So basically, we've added more Terra cards, more Adafruit Terra cards to the Adafruit AR app. Also, right here we have the Justice card, we have the Lovers card, and we have like the Devil's card. We have I think maybe like 7 different other cards.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. So got that up and going. So it's now available on the App Store. So for our next round, we're going to be adding 8 more cards, and that's going to be. Oh, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right, cool. I wasn't expecting it to play that. Nah, it's great. So we're just adding more and more cards, Yeah, so that's
How are you liking the AR framework?
You know what? I'm loving it because I live in the 3D world, Like I love making animations and creating stuff. All right. Enough. Okay.
All right, she's gonna
all you have to do for this is get a mag tag and then check out the guide, download the graphics, and then use your phone, download the free app. And this is a really good thing for especially young people to figure out like what is AR, and like we publish all of the code for what's running on mag tags. So this is a good I understand what it is, and we have some really neat voiceovers that go along with this as well.
Oh yeah, it's a very let me pause that really quickly. Yeah, it's a very it's a really easy thing to kind of like pick up and start right away. This is like the best. I feel like this is the best intro to the mag tag and programming.
Yeah.
You just have like a quick slideshow. Then you download the app. You point the app to the mag tag, and boom, there you go. Boom, awesome.
Thank you, Trev.
Thank you so much, Trev. Happy 2021. We'll try to make each day better than the last.
Yes. All right. Peace.
All right. Next up, I'm Pedro.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hello everybody. So earlier today we did the first episode of 3D Hangouts for 2021. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for folks joining in with us live on the Discord. We showed a lot of progress on the Dark Saber over here, and there's a lot of you don't know how big a guide is until you start guiding it, and there's lots there. So it's a massive guide. It's going to be ready for next week, and there's a lot of fun. Playtime in the morning that we did.
All right, great. Unless you're Baby Yoda, in which case you should run away.
Yes, he's here. And
All right,
then,
anything else going on?
yeah, and then quick preview of an update to a really cool project that Jeff had worked on. Lamar had a good suggestion on converting it into a boot up machine, which is, I never heard of these, like a cool little radio, little DIY radio. So it's running the Raspberry Pi 4 in there with the Braincraft hat. So it's pretty much the same like sort of aesthetics of like the MI machine learning camera and the high quality cam that we did for the Raspberry Pi, except making a nice little playback for it. So it rests on your desk and you have control for the audio and whatever's playing. Let's not look at the news there. So you can tune into your favorite radio stations and you can do the volume up and down and then switch between whatever playlist that you have loaded on there. So lots of fun to stay up to date right on your desktop. So released since like in a week or two after Dark Saber. So nice little simple build to do something with that Raspberry Pi.
Okay, you can listen to Star Wars hip hop
Yeah.
chill radio while you work on your dark saber, which
Yeah. And then we got this nice speaker on there, so it's pretty loud.
I like
You
the
can
hum
feel like
too.
the bass and vibration on your desk. So super cool little build.
Cool.
All right.
All right, good.
Got anything else?
And then we got some fairy wings that we're still working on. We'll be shipping a build of this to Aaron and getting some fairy wings going.
Cool.
Okay.
So just so everyone knows, all the 3D shows are back. You'll be able to tune into those every single Wednesday. 3D Hangouts is here. Use 2021 to build those skills. There's a lot of people that say, I learned all the ways that I do 3D printing because of No Pedro Show. So if you've ever decided to pick up a hobby or a skill and it was hard or you're thinking about it, tune in every single week. You'll pick up some new 3D skills. We'll need it.
Yeah, I think the best pitch, Phil, you've been posting a lot about this. A lot of the stuff that they use on The Mandalorian, it's all Adafruit stuff.
It's
so
very
definitely
good.
check it out.
Yeah, and that's just stuff that we know about. So there's stuff that.
More.
So when we ship an order to a customer, obviously when we look at the order, we know what it is, but it's private. We would never say that. But here's what I can say: if it's on television, or if it's a movie, or if it goes to space, there's probably something with Adafruit in it at this point. One of our bigger partners have told us, 1 out of 10 of their, or even more of what they ship out has Adafruit stuff in it. So anyways, if you look close, you can see it.
Always.
All right. Thank you
Guys.
for the update. All right. Next up, JP and the Spiders from Mars.
Hey guys. So I got a couple things I want to show actually. So first off, you see here I've got this terminal output, and this is using one of my favorite things to hack on, which is the venerable Wii version of the Guitar Hero controller. And the reason I'm doing this, if you saw my new product show yesterday, is because we have out a brand spanking new adapter for the Wii Nunchuck, that goes over I2C using the Stemma QT. So it's super convenient for plug into a board that's got Stemma QT connector on it, or you can go through an adapter onto a breadboard. I'm using, in this case, a little Cutie Pie, which is perfect for this. It's actually smaller than the Wii adapter. It's so tiny, but it's got that adapter on here. And I'm running Arduino code on here, which is going to allow me to capture any of the button presses, such as strum up and strum down. You can see there in my serial output, any of these orange button, blue button, red button, yellow button. So you can see their values down below, as well as sort of a nice text readout at the top there. And the whammy bar here, you can see that's a little potentiometer that seems to have a short little range of, I think it's 15 to 26.
Yeah.
So this was something I showed off yesterday. What I'm going to do now, and if you stop by on my show tomorrow, is I'm going to turn this into a proper USB MIDI controller, so that I can control a software synth that's on an iOS device or on a computer, just with this same little setup. So I'll have my Cutie Pie sending out MIDI notes. I can play notes on here, as well as modifiers and CC, MIDI CC, which is like knobs kind of stuff. Joystick works too. There's a little joystick built into there. So I've got a whole slew of buttons. These things are nearly free. If you walk into a thrift store, you'll just end up
every thrift store has these. It's required by law.
so many of these. And they're cheap because they didn't have anything in them. Like they didn't have the controller. There was no, you put your Wiimote in there, and that's what was the expensive part, with a battery and Bluetooth and all that. This is just a I2C device that plugged into that. So very excited to get to do something cool with that. I've done this before where I've dug in there and soldered to some of the switches on there, but didn't get to use all of them. So this is the first time I'm doing one where I'm just taking it right off of that little plug. This is the plug that's on pretty much any Wii add-on device, such as the Nunchuck, but in this case, I'm using the guitar. So right. That. And then one other quick thing I wanted to show. I don't show 3D printing stuff a lot, but I was excited about this. My daughter needed a prop gavel for something for school. I'm not quite sure what yet, but she asked me yesterday, can you make me a gavel? So I found one that I'm 3D printing, and I was excited to use this No and Pedro technique of slicing a difficult to print object just in half. Just drop it down into the bed of your slicer software, and then I'm going to use some CA glue with accelerant to put that back together. So rather than having to use supports and get kind of gross stuff on the round parts, you can print stuff flat, and I love that trick that they showed me. So I'm gonna use that for this gavel, and then my daughter will get to serve justice or something to her online classmates, I suppose.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Please pass along to her that we're sorry for how we ruined everything, but maybe she can fix it later.
I'm hoping. I will pass that along. Thanks,
Someone
guys.
has, yeah. All right. Thanks so
All
much,
right, thanks,
JP.
JP.
All right. Next up is Jeff. Jeff, what you got going on this week?
Hello. So I just have a quickie demo of the font stuff that I've been working on in CircuitPython. So if you want to bring up my screen share went away. Hold on. We'll get that up here. All right. Can you bring that up now? Hooray. So these are two identical PyGamers loaded with the latest stable CircuitPython, and I'm going to plug them in, and one is going to get started much faster than the other.
That's going to happen.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So here we had the one loading this new binary font format called PCF, and the slower one was using the old and venerable format BDF. And so as you can see, your project can just come up a lot faster if you use this new font support. And the problem up to now is that to do the conversion, you had to be a Unix guy and on your Linux open up a terminal and run some programs. But what I made available this week, and I'll drop the link in the Discord chat once I sign off here, is a web-based converter. So you open up this website, you select your BDF format font, upload it, and it immediately produces this PCF format font. You go in your CircuitPython program, make sure you have the latest version of the Adafruit bitmap font library. You just change the BDF to the PCF, and it loads just so much faster. And I think this is particularly great for the MagTag projects, where every second that the battery is on, you're losing refreshes that you have before you have to charge it up.
Also losing seconds of life.
Well, yeah.
And it's funny. I used to watch these old, I think it was like the Apple, Hertzfeld videos and more when they brought fonts to the Mac. And it was like this really big breakthrough. Like, what do you mean you could choose different fonts? And then there was things about well, how can we make the startup routine a little bit faster? Because that multiply it out times millions of people over the course of years, you're saving years of life. So this actually hits both of those things in a really cool way, Jeff.
Yeah, so that's what I've been working on, and definitely check this out and try it on your font files. Let us know if you run into any trouble, because there are always bugs lurking. But yeah, speed things up and make it better.
More complicated than you think. All right, thank you.
Yeah, they are. It's they're complicated.
We'll
All
figure them
right.
out.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
All right,
Thanks,
see you
Jeff.
around.
Happy New Year.
Next up, Brent,
Brent.
what you got going on?
Hello.
Hello.
This past week, I was working on a way to get data from the internet to a CircuitPython device, which is like the old story. I wanted to build a MagTag reader for Google Calendar. So Google actually provides these APIs that let you access data from their products, like Google Calendar to fetch events from a calendar, or you can get data from YouTube, or show alerts when you get new emails. But before you access the data from their APIs, you need to authenticate with Google, which is the case with a lot of APIs on the internet. But Google's authentication is different. It uses a very, very weird implementation of OAuth 2.0, and it's difficult for microcontrollers because unlike a web browser or an operating system that you can load a web browser on, we don't really have a keyboard and a mouse and the ability to visually show all of this to the user. And we have buttons, but we don't have a keyboard. So I was looking at ways to make sense of this for a CircuitPython workflow. And it turns out we can actually do this with CircuitPython using a workflow that Google originally designed for their televisions and limited access, limited input devices. So I'll show my screen. So I have my MagTag, my PyPortal, and we'll do this for the MagTag too. And to authorize it with Google, I built a library that allows us to authenticate with Google, and it shows the URL that you have to go to, the code, and then you really can't see it, but there's also a QR code that you can scan. So if you go to this URL and you enter code, and then you choose an account to connect to the application that I made, and then you choose another account, and then my application isn't verified, so I would have to continue
Yeah.
and then I can allow it to access.
There's so many steps.
YouTube
They're probably
account.
good, right? You want to stay secure.
But it's really good because then you're authenticated on your device. So
Well, it just works.
every time it just works. So it actually pulls Google server at a period that Google allows us to pull. And then once it authenticates, it actually like throws it back over to the device and says, hey, you take the reins for now.
I love that.
And-
It's very elegant.
Yeah, it's really elegant. And I think, and then from there, you can just like, they give you a token that lets you refresh the API key and you never have to do it again, which is really nice.
All right. Well, can't wait to see this being used for a bunch of IoT projects in CircuitPython. Thank you for your not giving up, not giving in, and authenticating.
No problem.
All right. Thank you, Brent.
Thanks, Brent.
Happy New Year.
All right, next up, let's
All
go
right.
to Liz, and then we're going to go to
To-
Mark, and then we'll go to Steve and Joey.
Yeah.
All right, Liz, what you
Hey,
got
Liz.
going on?
Hi, how's it going?
Hey.
I've been working on some sprite animations with NeoPixels. So that's an 8x8 NeoPixel matrix. So these are the Pac-Man ghosts. Every 10 seconds, it changes the color. And then there's 4 like positions with the eyes, and it's kind of randomly iterating through them. So yeah, and it's arrays of RGB data to make it work with the NeoPixels.
They look cute. Oh, I like the little orange one.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
I'm glad I got that tone of orange. So.
No, you got it's perfect. I feel like I need to go find some cherries and strawberries right now.
Right? Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Liz, and Happy New Year. You're always
Happy New
welcome
Year.
with your parrots and your ghosts.
Thank you. I tried parrots on here, but they were a little too.
No, too
low.
small.
I need more pixels, so maybe
Right.
next year.
Okay, I got ghosts instead. All right. Thank you, Liz. Okay. Sweet. Next up, Mark.
Steve and Mark, and then Steven and Joey.
Okay, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Why don't you give us an update?
Well, it's just something I found. I was looking for books to read over the holidays, and I found what got me into programming.
Oh, cool.
So this was, I think I got it when I was about 10 years old, and it's just amazing the amount of information. I could never find any reference books for like old MS-DOS PCs that were as detailed as the Commodore 64.
Ooh, that was great.
Everything, the basic, all the machine language and assembly. And what I just actually discovered today that I didn't understand as a kid is in the back, there's like all the circuit diagrams and timing diagrams, including, I'm going to see if I can pull this out with it.
Oh, yeah. The fold out. Love it.
The full fold out
Oh,
schematic
So cool.
of the
So
Commodore
cool.
64. So yeah, nothing really big, but this is literally falling apart because of all the times I used it to learn and get into programming and hardware.
It's awesome. We need one for the Raspberry Pi 400. That's the next
That
generation.
thought crossed my mind because as a kid, this was perfect to learn from. You've got that ability just to read and devour stuff you're interested in at that age.
Yeah. You got like time and you don't have to pay rent. Good to see you, Mark. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to
Congratulations
you
on
guys too.
finding that book. It's always fun to think about yourself as a kid and all the cool stuff that you did and you learned and how it made you who you are today.
Yeah, where it brought me here.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
Mark.
Thank you so much.
All right. Next up, Steve. Hey, Steve.
Hey there, how's it going?
Hi.
You guys showed off this, hey, let me get the camera, showed off this little new LED, this SK6812 Mini E. And I did a project with these just recently, and I'm working on it anyway. I wanted to show this off, so let me jump over to, this is a mechanical keyboard, MIDI keyboard.
Ooh.
And here's the top and bottom of the PCB, and there's the finished thing. But I can kind of show the little cutout for the LED, and maybe somewhere in the back here you can kind of see the thing. So I've got an equal footprint I made for this, and I'll try to get that up here on GitHub. If somebody hasn't seen these LEDs already, see if I can get that guy.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly just the SMT LEDs, and they just didn't do that final step of bending the leads. I kind of wish I could get them to bend them the other way, because that would be a lot easier to work with.
Yeah, I like the mid mount aspect of it to drop into the thing. I made a 10 key version of this as well, so got that. But let me jump over to, you may recognize this little black box.
Yeah.
Hello.
Full circle.
And
Love it.
I got a little sequencer mode here as well, and some different modes. Still working on the sequencer stuff.
Zox boxes.
What's that?
I think that's the Australian Zox box. I don't think we ever made. I never made one with a black panel. I think.
I don't know. This one is from so long ago. I don't remember where all the parts came from.
Yeah, well, there's some people who were they were like, we want to take over the manufacturer, so we sent them all the parts, and then they got panels made. But it looks good. It still works.
Yeah.
Love that solid state analog.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Nice knobs. All right.
But I'll share that footprint if that's helpful.
Yeah, please.
I got to clean it up a little bit. And JP's got one of these PCBs to build, so he'll probably be doing something with this soon too.
All right, cool.
Thanks for stopping by, Steve. And the other thing is for everyone else, if you don't know, that synthesizer was a Zox box and started it all, and it's still working, and it's still open source, and that means you can still do cool things with it practically forever. So thanks for coming by, and a little bit of blast from the past tonight.
Acid Techno will never die.
Thanks, Steve.
Well, until it does BA6110s anymore, and then it might
We'll
die.
emulate it.
All right, we'll emulate it. Okay,
Next
thanks,
up,
Steve.
hey, Joey. How's it going? Happy New Year.
Howdy, y'all. Happy New Year.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. So this is another Cutie Pie project. I feel like Cutie Pie is just helping me get finished projects that I've had sitting around for a while.
Do it for $6. Why not?
Folks they're picking up lots of them because they're like, it doesn't matter if it works out or not, because emotionally it's only $6. You know?
Yeah, totally. So I had this NeoPixel ring kind of, again, sitting around for a while, and I finally used the Cutie Pie to set it up with a little infrared receiver so that I can press a button and have it take it on different colors.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it's a pretty straightforward, simple project, but I'm going to share my screen here because, let me share the QuickTime I have. There we go. So the genesis for this project was a friend of mine and I were brainstorming about a really cool clock you could do that would like react to the times of day. And so to finish this project out, I took y'all's DS3231 RTC and did a Stemma QT version from OshPark. So that's going to plug in here, and it's going to kind of complete the clock aspect of the project. So I can, have it mounted on the wall, and in addition to being able to remote control it and change the colors, it can just have a sunrise, sunset, or kind of clock style mode. So, yeah, it's a pretty simple project, but it's again the Cutie Pie. Just it's easy for the Cutie Pie just to help me, make this.
Yeah, you got all the pins you need, and it's small, and it's just.
I'm not even using all the pins.
It's the fixie bike of electronics. If you take anything off, it doesn't work, and if you add anything, well, now you may as well just get like,
believe me, no less.
A full-on like Metro mega, monster board or something.
It's like just enough for so many things. Yeah.
All right, Joey. Well, thanks so much. Happy New Year. Good to see you. Looking forward to seeing you in person.
Totally.
For those who follow the entire Adafruit arc, Joey worked on this really cool open source e-ink book project, and we'll be making it Adafruit eventually when it makes sense to have visitors at Adafruit. Right now, it's just our core team, of course, keeping everything safe, keeping Joey safe, keeping us safe. But we'll get to it, and there is lots of engineering ahead.
All right.
Together.
For sure.
Awesome. Happy New Year, Joey.
Thanks, y'all.
Take care.
All right.
All right,
Perfect
everybody.
timing.
That is our show for this Wednesday. I hope the next Wednesday is better, but pretty much if you're doing and sharing and making things, you can always make things better. So we'll see everybody next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Asking Engineers at 8 p.m. And keep making stuff, folks. It is up to us. If not us, then who? So let's do it.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.